Almost 4 o'clock in the morning. My son just fallen asleep on the sofa. And I broke down. I realized in that moment something was different about him. I went to my wife and I said, our son might be autistic. And when I said those heart-wrenching, difficult words, everything changed. I'm a dad and I wrote a book called Walking on Tiptoes. It's about raising my son Musa. And when I wrote that book, I don't really know what to expect. And it surprised me the amount of people that responded with their journey, with their struggles. In fact, not just strangers, but people we knew for a long time, my family knew, said their son had autism. They felt comfortable enough to open up about their journey. And this is why this video exists. This is why I've opened this channel, to share my journey. Because maybe there's a dad out there, and not only a dad, maybe there's a parent out there, whether you're a mother or a grandmother or someone caring for someone who's got autism. This video might just help, because in your struggles, you're not alone, even though it may feel like you are. So the night that it all became a reality, the night that I finally accepted it, the house was quiet, really quiet. Musa was sitting, playing with his toys. Well, in fact, he was playing with a bowl, a red ball that he just kept on spinning around and round, like it's the most fascinating thing in the world. I called him. I said, Musa. Nothing. Musa. Abba's here. Musa. Nothing again. I went down to his level. Keep in mind, this was really late at night, or early in the morning, you could say. And for parents with autistic children, you'll know what I mean. I said, Musa. I tapped him on the shoulder. Look at me. Acknowledge me. I'm right here. Your dad. Nothing. And I'm not gonna lie to you. A piece of my heart broke that day. That night was hard. He wouldn't sleep. I kept on giving him milk. He'd take a sip, go back to playing. It almost felt like he was about to fall asleep, and then he'd get back up again, full of energy. And then the milk would go cold. I'd go and get new milk. And we did this a few times until finally, 10 minutes before Fajr, he went to sleep on the sofa. I mean, taking him to bed was out of the question. He'd just get up and run back down again. That's what he did. So once I got him in bed, I sat by the edge of his bed, just thinking, just looking at him. I then went to my wife. She was awake. Because we had this thing where whether it's her trying to get him to sleep or me trying to get him to sleep, the other person would still stay awake, even though the idea was one of us needs to go to sleep so the other one can catch up on their sleep later on. But it never worked that way, because as a parent, you're constantly worried. And she was ready to step in if it got too much for me. I said, are you awake? She was. And then I began weeping. Not really loud. I mean, I didn't want to wake Musa up. And I said to her, I think he might be autistic. She knew. She knew already. I mean, we both kind of knew, but this was the first time one of us said it out loud. And unfortunately, for me, it was me who said it. Part of me wishes that she would have been the first one to say it. But I did. 2 parents before dawn, whispering words that we never thought we'd ever say. Now, at that time, I didn't really know much about autism. I knew what it kind of was, but not enough, but enough to be afraid and enough to wonder, will he ever talk? What are people going to think of him? Will they judge him? Will he ever get married? Will he ever have a life of his own? And for me personally, the worst thing of all is, whilst I'm alive, I can be there for him. But what happens when I'm gone? Who's going to take care of my little boy? Who's going to take care of my Musa? And that question haunts me every single night. That night, while I prayed, I didn't pray for what you normally pray for, wealth, health, happiness, all of that stuff. I prayed just for him. And that wouldn't be the first night that I prayed for him. But it was different that night. It felt different. It felt like I was asking things more directly. For myself, I asked for patience, understanding, the ability to be his father. For him, I asked that he starts talking. He has a very fulfilling, long life, that he's able to enjoy life like everyone else. That people wouldn't bully him. People wouldn't take advantage of him. People wouldn't look down on him. For a lot of parents out there with children who don't have autism, some of this is stuff that they may take for granted. But when you have a child who does have autism, these are the things that you think about every waking moment. Now, being a father and being a man, you're meant to be strong. But I didn't feel strong. I felt broken. I felt that maybe it's my fault. Maybe I've got autism, that passed it down to him. Maybe it was the jabs. You see reports, you grasp onto any little thing or anything practically to blame, don't you? But then, I'd see him sleeping. I'd see his chest rise up and down, his little frame, his innocence. Him in the middle of the night, whilst he's asleep, giggling. He's obviously having a really good dream. And in that moment, I realized my son's world is different. He is happy in his world. And it wasn't that he was broken, there was something wrong with him. It's his way of thinking, his world is not like my world. And I don't need to bring him into my world. I need to allow him to take me by the hands and take me into his world. And I don't share this because I've got all the answers. I share this because maybe there's another father out there, another parent out there, awake at Fajr, praying for his child, worried, afraid, feeling alone. You are not alone. Your journey is sacred. And your child is blessed to have a parent like you. And this is just the beginning. Welcome to Walking on Tiptoes, the channel where we talk about autism, raise awareness for autism, and I share my child's journey in the hope that it will help others out there. Thank you for watching. If you like this channel, want to support this channel, please subscribe and do leave your comments in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you want to check out my book, the link is in my bio, but I'll also leave it in the description below.